We do begin tonight with new reporting here inside that mall shooting in Texas. A gunman killing 8 people, including at least 2 children, 2 young sisters. And tonight, the new question, had he been to that mall before? Was he preparing for this? Tonight, the attack is now being investigated as possible domestic terrorism. The suspect's social media accounts full of neo-Nazi white supremacist posts, messages on women and minorities.
But you know what else happened in Texas not days after that event? Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like my channel and like to support my content, you can do so with the link in the description box. Everything is appreciated. But let's talk about this. Now, we know all about what happened at the Texas mall in Texas, where a 33-year-old man, opened fire on the shoppers, killing, I believe it was 5, and wounding, 8 people and wounding 7. Okay, I gotta be clear on that. We know all about that story because it's national news. And what's interesting about the story is how quick the narrative changed and the media flipped this thing to Grevel. First, immediately it was, he is a white supremacist with white supremacist ties. Okay. Then they put up an image of the shooter. Yeah, it looks like a white supremacist. But that didn't stop the media from continuing down the tirade of white supremacy and every other narrative they could think of to make, once again, paint a picture that they wanted. We even had people going out on the media saying some really dumb stuff.
We all have to remember that the head of the Proud Boys, his name is Enrique Tarrio. The Proud Boys is a white nationalist group. Look, being Hispanic or being black does not, or being anything, does not make you immune from being racist, from being radicalized, from being a white supremacist, from being evil, from being homicidal. And we are seeing it over and over again. There are people, they don't see themselves as what they are.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of problems with this, obviously. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we know what's going on here. We know why they're pushing this narrative because of how it was carried out with what they allege was an AR-15. But people are claiming that the tattoos that were on this person were actually gang tattoos. And this whole issue with RWDS, that symbol that was apparently on a patch on his tactical vest. And it was, and they're claiming it was adopted by the Proud Boys. And it's such a popular term that I never heard of it. Okay. But I want to focus more on what also happened in Texas, not days after that. A man took an SUV and plowed into a crowd of people standing at a bus stop. Killed 8, injured 11. This story is getting no traction whatsoever. I'm going to play a short clip for you to give you some information. So we should check this out.
8 people died and nearly a dozen more were injured after a man drove his vehicle into a crowd. The victims are believed to be migrants who are waiting for a bus in Brownsville, Texas. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington, D.C. And Bree, this incident comes as a COVID-era policy restricting the number of migrants entering the country is set to end.
That's right. Good morning, Maureen. Well, police continue to investigate why that driver rammed his vehicle into a crowd in Brownsville, Texas. Brownsville is one of the border cities seeing a surge in migrants trying to cross ahead of Title 42 ending on Thursday. At least 8 people are dead after a car plowed into a crowd waiting for a bus outside a migrant shelter in Brownsville, Texas. The city, like other border towns, is bracing for what's to come this week.
Heard that, you saw that. Now, according to the police, they're investigating this as if it was deliberate. This person deliberately drove their car, SUV, through this crowd. Once again, it's getting no traction from the mainstream media. None. I want to come over here into Fox News. At least 8 dead, 11 injured after driver plows into crowd near migrant shelter in Brownsville, Texas. Brownsville police have taken a Hispanic man into custody. The number of people killed when a man crashed his vehicle into a crowd of pedestrians in Brownsville, Texas on Sunday has risen to 8, police say. At least 11 have been injured. The Brownsville Police Department told Fox News that 8 victims died at the scene and at least 11 others have been transferred to area hospitals. The driver, who police confirmed is an Hispanic man, has been arrested and charged, but investigations are still ongoing. All 8 people who died in the crash were migrants, officials confirmed. Authorities have not released any additional information about the driver, but notice they got tons of information on this guy from the mall. We got tons of information coming out about him, where he lived, his parents, X, Y, and Z. But this one here, we don't need to talk about him. But he is currently receiving medical treatment in an area hospital and is under 24-hour supervision. The suspect is also being tested for drugs and alcohol. The incident took place outside Brownsville Ozeman Center of Shelter for Migrants and Homeless People in the Community. It is unclear whether the shelter had any relevance to the attack. The victims were waiting at a city bus stop next to the center at roughly 8:30 a.m. Sunday when the attack occurred. So far, the driver has only been charged with reckless driving, but the investigation is ongoing. Sandoval told local media that more charges are likely to be filed, adding that the attack appeared to be intentional. He intentionally drove his vehicle into this crowd. It is the same thing as if he'd have pulled out a gun and shot them. It's no different. Witnesses near the intersection reported seeing several bodies covered in the street, as well as a group of women praying nearby, according to Valley Central. The incident comes less than a day after a gunman opened fire on shoppers at a mall in Allen, Texas on Saturday, killing 8 people and wounding 7 others. Police shot and killed the gunman, identified as Mauricio Garcia, 33, of Dallas, Texas, and you saw his picture. So, once again, this is another example of a story being used for political clout, and another story being ignored because it doesn't fit a narrative. There is no difference between this person walking into a mall and shooting his people and this person intentionally, apparently, according to police, taking his vehicle and plowing it into a crowd of people, killing 8. He killed more and injured more people than the person at the mall in Allen, Texas. But of course, which story is going to get the most traction and why? We already know why. Because of the implement used. They can now, and then they can add in the white supremacy, which is mind-blowing to me. But hey, that goes back to the whole Trayvon Martin incident in Florida, where George Zimmerman all of a sudden became a white Hispanic. His father's Hispanic, his mother is Jewish, but he's a white Hispanic. But this is, once again, clearly shows you the agenda and what they're pushing on the public. This story is getting no traction with these, 19 people dead or injured and dead, is getting no traction because of the implement used. Biden is not going to, he may go to Texas, Allen, Texas, but he's not going to Brownsville. Once again, just like he ignored Waukesha, just like he ignored Idaho, just like he ignored Nashville. It doesn't fit the perfect narrative that they want, so there's no point in him going there to spew a speech about gun control. He might go to Allen because a gun was used there, but people might call him out. So we'll see what he does. It's been days, so I doubt he's going to make his pilgrimage down there. But this, once again, one story gets all the traction and one story does not, simply based on how it was carried out. If you can't see the agenda, if you can't see the game, then shame on you. These 19 people's lives are just as important as, I believe, the 15 that happened at the mall. But nobody's going to put their pictures up in the Congress. They like to throw up pictures of victims of specific events to push their agenda. These 19 people, you're going to hear nothing about. And they are supposedly people of color. So, once again, see the game and see what's going on. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.